Welcome back to Football Talks, everybody. Another transfer update video coming your way. The 29th of May, bringing you fully up to date with everything going on with the major movies in the Premier League. Liverpool looks set to sign Florian Wirtz, but could there be a hijacking in the offing? Xabi Alonso's impact at Real Madrid. Are they about to pull off the biggest U-turn hijack transfer ever? More information on that one. Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa. What is going on with Aston Villa right now? Are they in that desperate need for finances that they're having to sell their best talented players? First it was Emi Martinez. Obviously they've sold John Duran. Now Jacob Ramsey leaving Aston Villa. Surely not. Information on that and where he might go. Arteta strengthening his squad depth, ready to attack the Champions League and Premier League next season. We all know of the big targets that they're after. But is there a free transfer in the offing for Arsenal in this transfer window that could add real quality in depth and experience as well? Let's get into it. Get your comments in below, everybody. Make sure you give the video a like if you're loving the up-to-date content daily here on Football Talks. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well to be fully up-to-date with everything going on. Starting with Florian Wirtz. Now, we've covered this in depth on the channel already. Florian Wirtz looks set to move to Liverpool, but Liverpool fans will notice they have got a history of having deals over the line or looking likely that they are already done and in, and then bang, it gets a complete hijack and it is gone. And I mean, Liverpool have got the best gazump record in transfers in the history of the Premier League, haven't they? I mean, Chelsea alone, just in that summer when they did Caicedo and they did Lavia, literally Liverpool had these deals done and then bang, gone. Is this about to happen with Real Madrid and with Florian Wirtz? Now, we know that Florian Wirtz has turned down by Bayern Munich. We know that City have dropped out of the race. It looked like it was just smooth sailing and a sale and an agreement in place for Wirtz to move to Liverpool. Conversations have been going on. Communications between both clubs have been strong. Obviously, bids have already gone in from Liverpool and negotiations have moved to an advanced stage. But Xabi Alonso, former manager of Florian Wirtz at Bayer Leverkusen, is apparently ready to hijack and completely scupper this deal. Now, this is all from Spanish reports, and you can take them with a pinch of salt if you want, because obviously they're all going to big up Real Madrid. It is like that big love affair with the media over there for Madrid. When they go in for a player, though, you cannot say that they usually come out with nothing. It is a case of Madrid come into the fray and they get their man. And this is what I think Liverpool fans will be worrying about, where they do look pretty much nailed on. And it looks like Florian Wirtz is going to be a red and be playing for Liverpool next season on the slot. It does always come back to that, what happened in the past. And the fact that these deals have been scuppered before and they've lost out on big transfers before. And Real Madrid have got a real record for this. They just think they can click their fingers, bang, and the deal gets done. Now, the interesting part in this and what might work in Liverpool's favour is there is stories also coming from Madrid that Rodrigo now is not looking to leave. Obviously, Xabi Alonso has come in. He's been in there a few days now, and obviously conversations have been had. Maybe Rodrigo has done a bit of a U-turn himself, and they don't need Florian Wirtz necessarily. But we know what Florentino Perez is like. If he wants a man, he goes out and he gets a man. If Alonso makes one call, then this could really ruin Liverpool's plan to bring Florian Wirtz into Merseyside. And I think that's what everybody's worrying about right now. I still feel like Liverpool will get this deal done. They have got this history. They know that they have got the best talent in Europe right now on the fringes of signing for them for next season in defence of that Premier League crown. And I think they're going to do everything and make sure that they've covered every single angle because of what we're talking about then, about that history of them being gazumped before by many clubs. And so Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, I think it's still going to happen, but you've always got that fear. Like if Perez says to Xabi Alonso, we can get you Florian Wirtz, then Real Madrid go in, and I think Wirtz signs for Real Madrid. It's horrible to say it, but you just know how things work when it comes to transfers in Madrid. It's crap. It really is. But I think that's what all Liverpoolans are thinking right now. Speed it up, please. Let's get this deal over the line. And that's the Wirtz update right now. Liverpool, it's not sitting as comfortably, I would say, today. On to Arsenal and their pursuit of Leroy Sané. Yes, free agent from Bayern Munich. We've all known this deal is going to happen. Well, he's going to go somewhere because he's not signed a new contract at Bayern Munich. looking at this, you would say that Arsenal, it's not going to be one of them, get off your seat, blockbuster signings. But think about the summer that's just gone and them signing Raheem Sterling from Chelsea, and that depth when needed, when injuries came in, and Arteta bemoaned the injuries all season long, and that's why they didn't mount a significant charge for the Premier League. Like, bringing on Sterling, it just didn't have any impact at all for Arsenal. He was crap. I think everybody could say that. But bringing on Sané, with his experience of the Premier League, European experience, a bit more quality, a free agent, I think that's a different kettle of fish altogether. And Arsenal investing into their depth in their squad to mount another significant challenge for the Premier League and the Champions League again. A signing like this is one you would not, like I said, get up and go, ooh, that's going to make a massive difference. But really, when you think about it, it is going to make a big difference, because that squad depth is what killed Arteta and Arsenal last season. And this type of player, instead of like what I've said with the likes of Sterling coming on the pitch, it just is a different level altogether. If Arsenal keep a fit team, they can challenge for the Premier League title again. If they're bringing in the likes of Gyökeres and they're looking to bring in the likes of other midfielders that we've spoken about before that they're looking at, I mean, you only have to look at the depth that they've already got there. Obviously, Partey leaving. Obviously, you're looking at Zubimendi coming in midfield. That looks like a good deal that could happen. And I just look at that and go, yeah, that's them strengthening their first 11. But what about the depth? That's what Sané brings. And I think this is a very, very shrewd piece of business from Arteta if he does make this happen. So maybe that could be, it's nothing definite in that yet, but apparently Arsenal are back in communicating with Bayern to make this deal happen. We'll see what that one develops like over the next few days, of course. On to Jacob Ramsey at Aston Villa, and this whole financial fair play PSR situation that is developing more and more and more, it would seem, with Aston Villa. The story today is, and it's come from TalkSport, that Spurs, Newcastle and Arsenal are all hovering around Jacob Ramsey, the young left winger at Aston Villa. 46 games played, an integral part of Unai Emery's side, and the success story that Emery has been at Aston Villa in their campaigns, just missing out on the Champions League again in the Premier League this season, going far in the Champions League itself, coming close to beating PSG, who are actually in the final now going into this weekend. Ramsey was an integral part of that, and for them to need to sell players like Ramsey, it definitely tells you there's some form of desperate situation developing at Aston Villa with the finances, and missing out on Champions League could force them to sell the likes of Emi Martinez, who has been sounded out as a possible exit from Villa Park this summer. Jacob Ramsey, another one now. Ollie Watkins possibly moving to Liverpool. Some rumours have been going around. It does look a little bit bleak when you look at that transfer window and the setup for Aston Villa going into this summer. Did they overcook it? You would have thought with the sale of John Duran in the summer as well, in the January, that this might have helped Villa out a little bit. But obviously, Duran has gone, Rashford has gone, Asensio has gone, going back from their loan spells from their parent clubs. Rashford's has got no interest in signing again for Aston Villa. He's already said his farewells there. Asensio back to PSG. Maybe they could do something there and make a deal happen in bringing him back in on a permanent basis. But Villa haven't got a lot of money, and it does look like they're going to have to sell if they want to make significant moves in this window. Spurs, Newcastle and Arsenal all over Jacob Ramsey's transfer, and looking like they can try and steal in and get a real bargain out. The rumoured price, 40 to 50 million, seems cheap as well. It's not looking good at the moment. Villa have got a lot of work to do, and we'll see how this one now develops out. But they're the main stories going around at the moment. Do get into the comments and let me know on Jacob Ramsey. Talk to me about Sané. Is that the type of business Arsenal should be doing? Finding these better deals, as well as the big signings for the first 11, getting that squad depth. And can Real Madrid pull off the biggest hijack in transfer history if they manage to get Florian Wirtz away from Liverpool? Or is it already done? How confident are you, Liverpool fans? Get into the comment section. Let me know on that one. Give the video a like if you're loving the content. And obviously make sure you subscribe to stay completely up to date with all of the transfer news going around the Premier League. I'm Adam. This is Football Talks. We'll see you in the next video, everybody.